the most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real-world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Welcome back once again, race fans, here to the Turn 3 Racing Network. Tonight, Swift Motorsports heads off into Darlington Raceway for race number 9 in this 15 race season. There you can see a little bit of your track information here as drivers begin qualifying. Already the first 60 seconds of qualifying ticked off and on the board right now. Nobody putting in a time lap just yet, so there you can see track temperature pretty low right now, under 80 degrees, so there should be quite a bit of grip for these drivers to try to go down and put their fastest time in here in qualifying. John Furness led Happy Hour with a 28.82. We'll have to see if the track has picked up any speed or if it's starting to fall off a little bit as we work our way kind of through the middle part of the day. We'll work our way into the sunset here as Austin Hill gonna go top of the speed charts right now. Quick time 28.88, matching that quick time there in happy hour for Furnace, and he's going to top the speed charts now. Andrew Mraz going to go quicker with a 28.79 quick time now for that 28 of Mraz. He's looking to put himself back into victory lane. He has visited victory lane one time so far this season. And as we close in on the halfway point in this 5-minute qualifying session here in the RIGS Custom Computers Xfinity Series, do want to say, how you doing? How you feeling out there in TV land, race fans? Glad you could all join us here tonight on the Turn 3 Racing Network. And as we begin to slowly see these drivers vie for those last few final spots in the chase, that's right, Chase just around the corner, just tonight, as well as one more race for these drivers to try to put themselves into a championship position. Next week, these drivers do go to Kansas to see who makes their way into the chase, and it looks like a few of the drivers are already pretty much locked in, loaded, ready to go here tonight. That Ford Mustang of Andrew Mraz still holding the quick time of 28.79. He has that top spot. John Furnace right there just behind him. Austin Hill with his return to the RIGS Custom Computers Xfinity Series here tonight in the Southern Throne. 2:15 from Darlington Raceway. He's third on the speed charts right now. Todd Cray, another fine run here by Cray. He's going to start inside the top 5 as we are getting closer to just about 60 seconds left on the stopwatch for qualifying. So with all that being said, we're going to take a brief commercial break, head down trackside for the national anthem. So don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. We will be right back.
Say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly wailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular the bombs bursting in air gave proof
Backtrack side as drivers make their way through a final pre-race inspection, and as we wait for the rest of the field to hit the track, I tell you what, let's go ahead and run down some official business coming in to race number 9 here tonight. There you can see your championship standings. Tommy Haynes leading John Wimbish by just 11 points. 17 points back in the third spot. There you can see Nick Hunt, Justin Gann right there just behind him, rounding out your top 5 coming into tonight's race. In the championship standings, Jason Harrison, 31 points back from Tommy Haynes, so a close little knit battle. 37 points back to Jonathan Cogswell, so very close little battle for that regular season championship. I'm sure we're going to have tonight as well as next week to really find out who's going to lay it all out there, lay it all on the line, and try to grab a few extra points heading into the chase. 1 week layoff for these drivers to kind of get their minds right, get themselves settled in and ready to go. And speaking of ready to go, it does indeed look like more than half of the field has made their way through tech, so we'll get ready for the green flag here tonight as drivers now just waiting on, I believe, 2 or 3 drivers to go ahead and hit the starting grid. Tonight's Southern Throne 215 here in Swift Motorsports RB Riggs Custom Computers Xfinity Series. Bells in the background. You know what that familiar sound means. It's time to begin your starting lineup for tonight's Southern Throne 215 here from Darlington Raceway. Pole sitter, quick time 28:79, snatching that inside a row number 1, the 28 of Andrew Moraz. Lining up just his outside, the 1 of John Furness. Inside row number 2, the 16 of Austin Hill. Todd Cray making a big start here right there outside row number 2. Justin Gann going to round out your top 5. Tommy Haynes will line up right outside in that 6th spot. Inside row number 4 here tonight, the 4 of Jim Ott, followed by Lee Staples. John Wimbish gonna bring his Cheerwine 56 machine in the 9th spot. Edward Bray gonna line up in the outside of row number 5 in that 10th position. David Camara back there in 11th. 12th place is Jonathan Cogswell. Inside row number 7, the 37 of Timothy Smith, followed by the 00 of Nick Hunt. Darren Clement and Brandon Fries make up row number 8. Row number 9, the 41 of Michael Atkins Jr. in the 33 of Terry Kahn. Jason Harrison in that 44 machine will line up at 19th. 20th, Casey Duncan. Don Kidder here tonight as well. So all these drivers heading down this backstretch, ready to tackle the lady in black here tonight for the Southern Throne 215. I can't wait. I know you can't wait either, race fans, as the Ford Mustang pace car brings the field through turn number 3 for the first time. We're set to fire things off. We've got 106 laps to find who's going to take that top spot as Moraz brings the field to the starting line, waiting for it. A green flag flies once again here in Swift Motorsports for the RB Riggs Custom Computers Xfinity Series. Moraz gets away from the field pretty easily there on that start. John Furness with a little bit of trouble. He's up the track. Austin Hill looking to take that inside lane. The iHeartRadio 16 looking pretty smooth. Whoa, big time move back there through the field. Looking at timing and scoring, I believe that may have been the 21 of Brandon Fries. And we will have to keep our eye on that outside wall. How many of these drivers get that famed Darlington stripe here tonight? Very long race on our hands, just over a mile and a quarter, actually a mile and a third to be exact, here at Darlington Raceway. A very unique, oh, and there you go, right around Andrew Moraz, around up into the field. Oh my goodness. David Camara, nowhere to go. Moraz after spinning. Ooh, That is going to hurt. We'll take a look back, see what happened here. There you see the late spin off of turn number 2, back across the track, and nowhere to go for Camara. And he is absolutely destroyed. I tell you what, let's go up high with the blimp cam here for the replay, watching that 0-2 of Camara. No, just 2, 3, 4 more cars involved in that one. Ooh, that is going to be a tough one out there tonight for sure, for a lot of these drivers already being shown out of the race. Just on lap number 2, the lady in black strikes early here tonight. Whew. That's pretty rough. That was your pole sitter for tonight. Southern Throne 215 and not making it past lap 5. That 28 spun and then back up in front of the field. David Camara catches a piece and he is out behind pit wall as well. There you can hear a driver's engine expiring in the background, and that is going to shake up the front a little bit because we did have multiple drivers go ahead and come down pit road. John Furness, Todd Craig, Justin Gann, Jim Ott, John Wimbish, followed by the 44 of Jason Ayerson. All 6 of those drivers going to stay out on track. Austin Hill will lead the field off of pit road of those drivers that came down pit road for tires just there on lap 3, so just 2 laps old tires, and a few of these drivers, give me them, let me have those new ones. I don't quite think they're going to be feeling like Superman any more than the drivers that are in front of them, as we've already said very early, caution on lap number 2, so not a lot of wear and tear on those tires. And looking through the timing and scoring, looks like Lee Staples, Andrew Mraz, and David Camara the worst for the wear after that early caution here. Mraz, your pole sitter, spinning off of turn 2. Back across the track. David Camara caught up in it, and Lee Staples nowhere to go. He's back behind pit wall, beating and banging on his machine as well. So, whew. 3 drivers already damaged, already pretty much out of tonight's race. Does look like Mraz and Staples are trying to fix up the machines, are trying to see if they can't get back out there and turn some sort of number of laps to try to mitigate the free fall that they will experience in the points of so very close to the cutoff for the regular season in the start of the chase. So we will see multiple drivers out there try to soldier on throughout the night, even after the contact, even if the car is pretty tore up and off pace. At this point in time, if you're any of those drivers right around that 8th back to 15th or so in the point standings, you have to be very aware of where the drivers around you are running and how much you can pick up and what it's going to take to get the job done. And a few of these drivers may just need to make a few more laps to think they can secure that spot in the chase. Ford Mustang pace car lights are out once again. We're set to fire things back off. Ready to go down the backstretch. That sweet 22 of Todd Cray. Chips Ahoy. Familiar man at the front. Ken, he go to victory lane again here in the RB RIGS Custom Computers Xfinity Series. Last week's race winner, he's the one sitting on that inside lane right now. Your race leader, John Furness, gonna bring the field back to the green flag. Off of turn 4 and on the loud pedal, green flag flies once again here from Darlington Raceway. Looks like Furnace going to slot into that top spot pretty easily. No harm, no foul for the rest of the field. Big moment. Jim Ott almost into the outside wall. Justin Gann looks to take that third spot, and he's going to do so. Ayrson into the outside wall. Sparks flying as the field makes their way around Jason Ayrson. There you can see that familiar bright orange. The 44 machine up there on that high side. There you see Tommy Haynes just to his inside. Haynes not going to have the momentum. He's going to have to slot back in as we're already single file here. Just after our first restart of the race, drivers flirting with disaster up there near that outside wall. We've come to kind of coin running that high side, not necessarily anymore known as the Harry Gant line, more like the Kyle Larson line, the Christopher Bell line. Those dirt track racers like to run those higher lines right up next to that wall, right up next to the cushion. And when you think of asphalt racing, you don't really think of the cushion, but here at Darlington Raceway, a lot of sand gets blown onto the track, even with the drivers out there on the track. Being right here just a little bit of ways off the coast of South Carolina, just I believe northwest of Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. So the weather down here, hot, sticky, humid. Track conditions somewhat present themselves a little bit like a dirt track. You got to kind of keep it up there next to that outside wall, especially through 3 and 4. Really roll that center and carry that speed, travel right out to that outside wall. There you can see those drivers right there pushing the limits through the center of 3 and 4. Back to the front stretch once again. John Furnace puts another lap on the board. Gonna jump back to this battle right here. There you can see that Cheerwine 56, John Wimbish, violating his Ford Mustang. He's got himself a top 5 right now, but Austin Hill with the iHeartRadio Toyota Supra closing in. He's got Tommy Haynes just behind him. They've done away with Jason Ayrson. Ayrson now running back there in 8th, and he is being hounded by Michael Atkins Jr. He's going to look to the inside. 41 heads back into turn number 1 on the bottom. And there you can see those drivers utilizing a little bit of that apron. You're able to do that here at Darlington, but you got to be pretty careful. It can shoot you right up the track if you don't catch it at the right times. So drivers flirting a little bit with some possible disaster, but let's be honest, if you've been in a car here at Darlington Raceway, if you've even watched NASCAR on TV, you know what this track is about. It will eat you up and spit you out in a heartbeat. That's why it's known as the Lady in Black, and that's why it's so famous, the Darlington Stripe. We have seen a few drivers with those Darlington stripes, and Todd Cray with an issue. He's going to drop from second now back to third. Give that second spot to Justin Gann, and Gann looks to head off and try to battle with your race leader John Furnace. Furnace out to a 6/10 of a second advantage right now. But that gap is slowly closing in on Todd Cray is Jim Ott, that for Auto Owners Insurance Machine, looking fine. The Chevy Camaro trying to close in on the back of Cray's Chips Ahoy Camaro. Yeah, Andrew, and it's tough luck, my man. It's good to see you over there on chat. Good to see everything's okay and you're keeping your head up there. And sometimes, I mean, that's just is what it is. Drivers get loose sometimes, and it just happens. If you wouldn't have got loose if you weren't getting after it. And if you ain't getting after it, you just ain't racing. Todd Cray continues to struggle with the car right now. Not sure if maybe he already ran the tires off. He is struggling big time right now. He has Jim Ott, and Austin Hill has been able to close right on in on Jim Ott. Those two drivers just 2/10. Oh, and into that outside wall. Hard impact. Cray to the bottom of the track. That was some hard impact to the right side, and it does look like Todd Cray going to go ahead and come down pit road after that hard pancake into the outside wall. Timothy Smith, also another driver with some trouble. Smith back onto pit road. He has been behind pit wall for about 3 minutes now, so early trouble here for a lot of drivers. 1 second separates first from second, and second from third. We'll jump up here, do a little driver highlight, driver spotlight, if you will. Early here, lap number 18 out of the 106 scheduled in the official race distance here in race number 9 for the Swift Motorsports RB RIGS Custom Computers Xfinity Series, the Southern Throne 215, and leading the race, last week's race winner, the one of John Furness, sitting just about 1.1 seconds back behind him, running 3 spots up from where he started tonight's race. The RB Custom RIGS driver out of Virginia Beach, Virginia, 4X Racing's very own Justin Gann, running in that second position. Back to the third place driver. There you can see that iHeartRadio sponsored 16 of Alston Hill slotted right there in third. Fourth place, Jim Ott, looking pretty good so far here tonight. Ott not having too much trouble, up 3 spots as well from where he started tonight's race, and this is where those battles start to begin, because Tommy Haynes right there in that 17, he is all over the 4 of Jim Ott right now, and that is your top 5. Do want to give it a shout out, honorable mention, if you will, that 56 of John Wimbish, the Ford Cheerwine machine, looking pretty good. That Mustang powering its way back towards the front. Wimbish up 3 spots from where he started tonight's race, but the biggest mover so far, this man right there on screen. Inside that 41 Chevy Camaro, Michael Atkins Jr. has gained 10 spots from where he started tonight's race. Started pretty much tail end of the field. As we started tonight with 19 drivers, we have still got 13 out there on the track, with just 12 on the lead lap. Todd Gray, Terry Kahn, as well as Timothy Smith, Lee Staples, Andrew Mraz, and David Camara all caught up in some incidents, and the lady in black begins to claim her victims, and those numbers continue to climb as we are just about at the quarter way through tonight's race. Still a very long way for these drivers to go. We'll go back to the closest battle on the track, and there you see Haynes trying to take that 4th spot away. He's going to do so out of turn 3. Come down the front stretch and take that spot at the line. So put Jim Ott back into that 5th position. John Wimbish looking to close the distance on him. The driver's a little bit stretched out here as we continue this green flag run. 1 caution so far here tonight, back on lap number 2. That claimed 3 victims in that very first one. We've had a few single spins and hard impacts with the outside wall. We've seen drivers pancake it out of these corner exits. And how many more will Darlington Raceway claim here tonight? Very long way to go, over 200 miles here tonight from Darlington Raceway, and it's a very tough track. You can go back, look at interviews and things of that nature from the real life NASCAR pros that run here, and they'll all tell you the same thing. It is just a tough track and a tough place to really run well. But once you can figure out this layout, once you can figure out the braking points, the throttle points, once you get it and you get it consistently, Darlington Raceway can be your queen, if you will. We'll have to wait to see who can raise the crown here tonight in the Southern Throne 215 for Swift Motorsports RB RIGS Custom Computers Xfinity Series drivers make their way around the track. Your race leader now, lap number 26 underway out of the 106 scheduled, as we continue to watch this 2-car battle between Jim Ott and John Wimbish. That is a battle for the last spot in the top 5. There's the 66 of Edward Bray. Bray being listed as the first car off the lead lap. And with that being said, let's go to a battle at the top spot. Here you can see actually just behind your race leader. Battle for the second spot on track. Austin Hill right there hounding Justin Gann. Hill looking to take second away. He's running the middle lane there through the center. Very well closed quite a bit on Gann. Gann gonna give him that high side. Hill gonna look to float it down into the corner, and he'll make the pass with no problem. Split that 16 of Austin Hill now into the second spot, but does anybody have anything for the man that is over 4 seconds out in front of this field already? John Furness out to a 4.2 second race advantage over Austin Hill. Justin Gann now back in third. Tommy Haynes and Jim Ott round out your top 5, although Ott and Wimbish continuing to battle on the speedway. We'll jump back to a bit of a 3-car scrum if you want right here. Michael Atkins Jr. right there in that 41. There you can see Nick Hunt just off in front of him. Jason Ayerson still trying to gain some ground here, up 9 positions from where he started tonight's race. Now running in that 10th spot. So Ayerson on the gas and not looking back. He's trying to get up there and slowly move his way a little bit further through the running order as drivers make their way around the lap machine of Edward Bray. Bray struggling early here tonight from Darlington Raceway in the Southern Throne 215, and it does look like some of the battles beginning to pick up just a little bit. We'll go up here to Nick Hunt just off in front of Michael Atkins Jr. He's back about 1.3 seconds from Brandon Freeze. Freeze doing a fine job here tonight as well, up 9 spots from where he started tonight's race. So that 21 Ford Mustang looking pretty nice, pretty smooth out there tonight. Austin Hill slowly beginning to distance himself. There you can see that distance just behind him. And Justin Gann falling to the wayside and falling back into the clutches of Tommy Haynes. That 17 looking pretty smooth out there tonight, looking like he has pretty much all season long. Haynes coming into tonight's race leading the points championship with 299 points. John Wimbish and Nick Hunt just behind him with 11 and 17 points back respectively for both of those drivers. And right now, neither one of those drivers are running inside the top 5, both running inside the top 10. But with Haynes running in, into the outside wall. Hard impact just behind Justin Gann. Haynes pushing it a little bit too hard and into that outside wall. And as I was going to say, with Haynes running inside the top 5, these drivers have got to make up some ground. They have got to make up some time. John Wimbish sitting back there in the 6th spot. And Nick Hunt sitting in the 8th position right now, about 6 seconds behind your race leader. So, they've got to do something, and they've got to try to see if they can't run down Tommy Haynes, try to see how they can go about winning the regular season points championship. That is going to give these drivers a little bit of an edge going into the chase, and definitely give you some bragging rights over the 1 week layoff that these drivers have to get things situated and ready for that final 5 race run to the end. We will have drivers eliminated after every single race, all the way down to the final 4 in Phoenix for the championship race here in Swift Motorsports RIGS Custom Computers Xfinity Series, right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, your home for everything Swift. And if you haven't already, race fans, throw these drivers a thumbs up, click subscribe, and smash that bell over there on the right-hand side. Get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, whether it's myself, Darkside, Dave in the Cave, or anybody else back at the Turn 3 headquarters. We do appreciate each and every one of you, each and every time you stop by. And as I've said, if you haven't already, throw these drivers a thumbs up as we go down on board with the driver of that 17 Chevy Camaro, Tommy Haynes, looking to try to still get his way by the Toyota Super RB RIGS sponsored. Justin Gannon to the outside wall. Big moment there for Tommy Haynes. How did they save it? Holy my goodness. I don't have a clue how those two drivers saved that right there. Justin Gannon to the outside wall just in front of Tommy Haynes. Haynes almost in to that left rear bumper right on the corner. That would have sent Gann spinning, and hard impact for sure was going to ensue after that one. But, man, that was a big-time moment of the race for both of those drivers. So with that pass, with that trouble for Gann, that's going to go ahead and put Tommy Haynes up into the third spot into the podium positions. And we'll jump now 3 seconds in front of Haynes. Take a look at that 16 iHeartRadio Toyota Super. Austin Hill looking to slowly close some distance, but he's not able to do so. He's going to need some help. Almost into that outside wall. Looks like Hill catching his Darlington stripe. "40 laps into tonight's race, and this man right here, coming to pit road now. Still with the race lead, but will Austin Hill head down pit road this time by? No, looks like Hill will stay out on the track, and he will complete 39 laps here on that set of tires. Remember, Hill did come to pit road back on that first and only caution that we had here tonight from Darlington Raceway. So Hill with a little bit more fuel and a little bit more tire. But will he go ahead and shut it down and come to pit road? And does indeed look like he is on his way there. Tommy Haynes sitting back here in third. Very well may take over the race lead. And yes, he is going to. That's going to give us our fourth different race leader of the night. Your pole sitter, Andrew Mraz, led a lap. Then it was all John Furness, Austin Hill with a few laps led. Now, your new race leader inside that 17 Chevy Camaro, Tommy Haynes, makes his way down the backstretch. Green flag pit stops are underway. Jim Ott, Jason Ayerson, Austin Hill, Nick Hunt, all to pit road. Todd Cray still back there on pit road, beating and banging on that machine after we watched him pancake the right side back somewhere right around lap number 35, I believe it was, when that hard impact for Cray in the 22 Chips Ahoy machine not having a glass of milk here tonight, that's for sure. Looks like down there with the crumbly pieces here tonight. Tough break for a lot of drivers here as the Lady in Black continues to snatch up victims here tonight. We'll wait for the green flag pit cycle to cycle itself all the way on through and all the way on out before we do a little bit of house cleaning here tonight, knocking on the door of the halfway point. We are only 10 laps away from the halfway point here tonight, and now Tommy Haynes still going to stay out on the track as he's got the entire field one lap down, and he's going to drop to the bottom of the speedway as John Furness, he gets himself back onto the lead lap. There you can see Furness, and he has got, I believe, if I am correct, that looks like it very well may be Michael Atkins Jr. in the 41 just behind John Furness, and indeed it is right now. Atkins Jr. being shown in that 10th position, and he is already behind who will be your eventual race leader, John Furness, coming through turns 3 and 4. Back to the front stretch once again here. John Furness, man, I tell you what, he has absolutely stepped away. Timing and scoring kind of sorting itself out as we continue to make our way around the track. Green flag conditions since lap number 2 here tonight. And a few drivers out there may be screaming for debris because John Furness has stepped it up, and he has stepped away from the field now with an 8-second race advantage over Austin Hill. Justin Gann running back in third. John Wimbish in fourth, and Jim Ott back in the fifth position. Man, I tell you what, that is a dominating performance. And looking at the pit road, looking at the pit stops, doesn't look like the pit crew's that much faster. About 4/10 faster to be exact, so almost a half a second faster. That's actually a lot of time there gained by the pit crew, but the pit road delta on and off pit road as a whole, over 1 second faster than the next driver. So John Furness able to just hammer down on entry as well as exit. The pit crew doing their job, getting a half a second for him. He got the other half a second, and now that translates into a 7.5 second race lead for Furness, dominating here tonight, leading almost half of the race here tonight from Darlington Raceway in the Southern Throne 215. John Furness continues his dominant run. Sun beginning to set, and we'll take a look back here in seventh. Brandon Freeze beginning to heat up. Jason Erson, that is a battle for the 6th and 7th spot on track, and if you didn't know them any better, you might very well think they're the same car, but they are not. Erson right there in that 44 machine. The Dynamark 21 of Brandon Freeze looking to gain a spot on the track. Oh, and Erson, another victim to the Darlington stripe. He gets into the outside wall. That's going to slow his momentum big time. But the 21 not able to do anything with the run, not able to make that pass yet, as Erson continues the slot in the 6th position. Just about 5 laps away from the halfway point here tonight, and these drivers continuing a very long green flag run. It looks like most of these drivers were able to stretch this thing out right around the 38 to 40 laps on the fuel and tires coming down the pit road right around lap number 40, so they will be able to make this thing on just the 2 stops. Nobody really going to have to do any strategy calls or anything like that, but will any of these drivers, when they come to pit road for the final time, will they maybe only take 1 tank of fuel? The driver's only going to have to go about a half a fuel run, so will anybody roll the dice? Will anybody gamble here tonight from Darlington Raceway in the Southern Throne 215 right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network? And as your field continues this long green flag run, we'll take a look back at the front with your race leader, and there you can see him right there beginning to put more drivers 1 lap down. Nick Hunt trying his best to stay on the lead lap as they run right now. And as these drivers continue this long green flag run, we're going to step away for just a brief commercial break, but we'll keep all the action on screen. We'll head to commercial break with our Swift side-by-side commercial break. Don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. Stay right here with all the action.
Assist to the front bumper, and he hits him again now. Rayon Fowler into the outside wall.
He's going to pass nearly 3 cars down that front straightaway, and he's going to get them all done with. What amazing.
Lead to the inside goes Logan Clapman.
And back trackside after a brief commercial break here from Darlington Raceway. And caution flag flies. Jonathan Cogswell with some trouble, and Cogswell already going to reset and head to pit road. So we'll jump back, see how it all went down, see what brought out our second caution here tonight. And there you see another driver with a, oh my gosh. Woo. That was a rough one. That was a very, very hard hit right there. We'll jump on board with the cockpit here. My goodness. You can hear him jump out of the throttle. You can hear him right here. Knows it's bad. Into the outside wall and not able to miss that inside. The safer barrier and around, no power, and out of tonight's race, already hooked up on the tow truck. Tough break for that driver inside of the 27 machine, and that's going to put us under caution for the second time here tonight as John Furness brings the field down a pit road. All the lead lap cars coming down pit road that time by. Looks like Nick Hunt and Michael Atkins Jr., they're going to stay out on track. Nick Hunt will receive the lucky dog. What will Michael Atkins Jr. do? Will he stay out, receive the wave around, or will he stay one lap down and in that lucky dog position? We'll have to wait and see what the crew chief and driver decide to do with this one, because it is going to be quite a close little battle here towards the end. We've got about 47 laps remaining as John Furness leads the field off of pit road. Austin Hill going to roll off second. And that's going to pretty much do it for all the drivers on and off pit road. And Justin Gann, Tommy Haynes, Brandon Fries, Jason Ayrson, all on the pit road. And Gann has been on pit road for quite some time here. That 30 driver was running very strong here tonight. Justin Gann with a solid top 5, solid top 3 going on here tonight. And looks like he may have had some trouble having to fix a little bit of damage on that 30 Toyota Supra. We'll have to wait and see how it all shakes out for him as we've already said, just past the halfway point. Only 45 laps remaining in tonight's race number 9 in season number 2 for the RIGS Custom Computers Xfinity Series right here on Swift Motorsports. And if you haven't already, ladies and gentlemen, throw these drivers a thumbs up, click subscribe, and smash the bell over there on the right-hand side. Get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, whether it's myself, Darkside, Dave in the Cave, or anybody else back at the Turn 3 headquarters. We do appreciate each and every one of you, each and every time you stop by, whether you're just casually sliding on through for the moment, or you are the dedicated fan, friend, or family. We do appreciate each and every one of you, each and every time you stop by. And as I've already said, throw these drivers a thumbs up. Few drivers receiving a wave around right there as the field begins to get double file once again. We'll get set to fire things back off green flag style here from Darlington Raceway in the Southern Throne. 215 drivers in row number 1. John Furness down there to the inside. Austin Hill gonna line up just to his outside for this latest restart. John Wimbish and Jim Ott gonna make up that second row. Third row back, Brandon Fries and Justin Gann, Jason Ayrson, Tommy Haynes, and Nick Hunt round out the field on the lead lap. Michael Atkins Jr. made his way back onto pit road. Now he is getting back up to speed. He's got a long way to go to catch up to the field. He is being shown the first driver off of the lead lap as the Ford Mustang pace car ducks off. We're ready to fire things off once again here from Darlington Raceway, and on the gas, green flag flies for the third time here tonight in the Southern Throne 215. And as we've seen already, driver at the front able to step away from the field without any issues on the restart. And with all that being said, race fans, why don't we mute the mics here for just a brief moment while we've got an opportunity to go ahead and bring it to you. You love it, I love it, we love it. Let's go down trackside for a little bit of Turn It Up. Love it when we get to head down trackside to get up close and personal with some of the sights and sounds here from SwiftMotorSports RB RIGS. Custom Computers Xfinity Series. There you've seen some great onboard camera shots brought to you by everybody back behind the scenes at Turn 3 Racing Network. Do appreciate all the hard work as we watch it now as that Cheerwine Ford Mustang piloted by John Wimbish. He has cracked himself up into the top three, looking for more of 6 spots from where he started tonight. Can he go up there and battle with Austin Hill or John Furness? And this is just what Austin Hill needed. He was over 8 seconds behind, so that caution benefiting all of these drivers as John Furness kind of just stepped away from everybody during that green flag run, during that long green flag run, including one green flag pit cycle. We've seen Furness lead that run the entire time. Caution flag coming out, and now these drivers reset, ready to go once again, but the gaps already beginning to develop out through the entire field. And as we work our way around the track on lap number 71 out of the 106 scheduled in tonight's official race distance, we'll do a little bit of house cleaning here tonight. We started tonight's race with 19 drivers. We have still got It looks like 12 drivers out there still running on the track with just 9 drivers left on the lead lap. There you can see that bright fluorescent yellow machine piloted by Nick Hunt, that 00 Toyota Supra, sitting back in the 9th spot. First driver, or last driver on the lead lap, with Michael Atkins Jr. struggling here tonight. That 41 listed as the first car. 1 lap down Casey Duncan, 2 laps down Edward Bray, Jonathan Cogswell. Both of those drivers, or Edward Bray still on track. Cogswell listed as the first driver, still behind pit wall. And there you can see it's 16 laps down. Not very much he's going to be able to do at this point in time to try to make up some ground, unless some drivers have some big-time issues. And for the first time here tonight, look at this. Austin Hill, he's closed in. He's right there. He's ready to pounce. Will he take that top spot away on the raceway here tonight? Austin not having to make the pass in race conditions to lead the laps that he led so far here tonight. He took over the race lead once John Furness came to pit road, now heating up that rear deck lid of a Furness. Can Hill somehow pilot that 16 to the top spot? And I tell you what, we do got one. Why don't we go now on board with that 16 of Austin Hill? There you can see the gyro cam here from the Turn 3 Racing Network placed on that 16 iHeart radio machine and out of the gas multiple times through 1 and 2, and that's just what led Furness kind of step away right there. You seen that distance increase. You seen Furness able to step away just a little bit. Once you get on the throttle, you really don't want to get back out of the throttle, especially at a place like Darlington Raceway. Losing that momentum with those repetitive on and out of the gas laps, it doesn't usually turn out to be too well. Gonna jump back outside this battle that continues to rage on. Still just half a second between your top 3 drivers, as once again, man, look at this dude right here. Some trouble, very long pit stops, and somehow he has been able to put his RB Custom RIGS Toyota Supra right there in that 3rd spot. Justin Gann running strong once again here from Darlington Raceway, lap number 77 out of the 106 scheduled in tonight's official race distance now underway. Drivers take lap number 78, so knocking on the door of that witching hour, as we like to call it, on those moments when decisions made have a direct effect on how you finish tonight's race, and that's going to be compounded here tonight, as not a lot of drivers left on the track, not a lot of drivers left on the lead lap, so every move you decide to make has to be very calculated, has to be planned out, and has to be executed flawlessly, as now we see Austin Hill beginning to fall back just a little bit, beginning to lose a little bit of ground to John Furness. Furness able to step up. Last time by was about 0.3 of a second faster than Hill. And your 3rd place runner right now, that 30 of Gann, he was faster than Hill. Oh, and Gann into the outside wall. Yet another Darlington stripe for the driver in that 30 machine. That's going to give him a little bit more of a struggle here tonight to try to get by Austin and try to make his way a little further in the podium spots. We're down now to just about 27 laps remaining here from Darlington Raceway. This 1.33 mile track has put on quite a showing as we work ourselves close to the end of tonight's race. Let's go ahead, check back in with that weather report. There you can see track temperature has not gained, has not went up, has not went down, has maintained that 79-degree track temperature all night long. So with the clouds and the sun going down here at Darlington Raceway, looks like the track has stayed consistent for all of these drivers. So that very well may be why we continue to see John Furness lead this field and continue to late in the run. That's when he really asserts the dominance in his car. Now 1.5 second race advantage over Austin Hill, who's got a fast 30 of Justin Gann right there, closing the distance, closing the ground. This is the closest battle on the speedway. Tommy Haynes is in a little bit of a battle, but he's kind of in no man's land, sitting right around the midway point between John Wimbish as well as Brandon Free. So we'll take a look right there at that 17, and as I said, like right in the middle, so you can't really see Furness. There you see him just off in the distance in the background, but you can't really see John Wimbish either, as Wimbish gonna go ahead and bring it to pit road. He doesn't think he's got enough to make it to the end, so John Furness will continue on the track. When is he gonna head to pit road? Will he head to pit road? Does he think he got enough gas to make it to the end, as Wimbish and Jason Ayerson back to pit road? Both of those drivers with their final stops of the race. And how many more drivers going to have to take one more pit stop here tonight? We'll have to wait and see how it all plays out. And the rest of the field going to come to pit road. Austin Hill, Justin Gann, Tommy Haynes, Brandon Freeze, Nick Hunt. They're all to pit road that time by. So looks like John Furness, last man to pit from the lead lap from the top spot. And he's going to stay out. He's going to try to stay out a few more laps, see if he can't stretch this thing on out with just 22 laps remaining. And as your race leader, John Furness, continues to stay out on the track, if a caution were to come out now, ooh, it could very well be a tough spot for a lot of these drivers. Or I should say, if a caution doesn't come out for about the next 5 laps, a lot of these drivers very well may be in trouble, because Furness has got the entire field down 1 lap at this point in time and juncture in the race with just 21 laps remaining and close to the outside wall. They're coming off of turn number 2 that time by for Furness. Will he bring that Havoline number 1 to pit road? Looks like he's going to stay out on the track yet again, and he's got quite a gap over anybody even close to him. Justin Gann somehow now has gained some spots with that pit stop. Gann on to pit road for just a 10.2 second stop, so he was in and out of the box very, very quick. He gained quite a bit of ground, quite a bit of time over Austin Hill, 3.2 seconds to be exact. But let's just look at where these drivers are in respect to each other. Gann is being scored 1 lap down, so here we see your race leader just across the start-finish line. And we'll go back, take a look now at Justin Gann just now coming off of turn number 4, so about a lap and almost a half race advantage for John Furness. Man, I tell you what, a 42-second advantage, so he has got a full lap plus 12 seconds over the field, bringing it to pit road this time for the final time. Furness down to pit road with the race lead. Gonna take our eye and keep it focused right here. And I'll tell you what, we haven't been to it yet. Let's go to the turn 3 drone cam here tonight from Darlington Raceway. We'll stay cued in and watch this 30 of Justin Gann as he is trying to take the top spot away from John Furness. I'm not sure he's going to be able to do so. Looks like Furness now into his box. No struggle so far for Furness down to pit road or on pit road. He has been flawless all night long on pit road. A little bit longer of a stop here. Gann gonna cross the finish line, down and away, coming out of pit road is Furness, and Gann gonna steal that top spot. Has Gann pulled off a strategy move and taken the win away? He's got about 1.6 second race advantage over Austin Hill, so Hill right there still with a chance at the race. John Wimbish was able to make his way by Jim Ott as well, so now Ott has also made his way by John Furness. Man, talking about falling behind the 8 ball. Very fast, though, already back by Jim Ott. Furness looking to run through the field here, closing in fast on that tail end of John Wimbish. We'll go a little bit higher with the drone cam here from Darlington Raceway, right here from Swift Motorsports, RB Riggs Custom Computers, Xfinity Series. John Wimbish with some trouble now, falling back into the clutches of John Furness, and that will put Furness back into a podium spot. We'll watch this battle here and keep our eye on the front, because Austin Hill, he has closed in and he is right there ready to take that top spot away from Justin Gann. And I tell you, as these drivers continue that battle, this one right here not settled, and Wimbish in the wall. Wimbish with yet another Darlington stripe, and that's going to allow John Furness to step away and step around and into a podium spot. He's now got 4.3 seconds to make up with 15 laps to go. He was about a half a second faster than your race leader that last time by, so the speed definitely inside that one Chevy Camaro, but can he run down either of those Toyota Supers at the front? Look at this, Austin Hill looking for the front again. Hill, new race leader. Big time gamble for Justin Gann in that entire 30 crew, and it had almost paid off. Gann had the top spot for quite some time here late in the going, took over the race lead with about 18 laps remaining, held that race lead for 5-6 laps, and now Austin Hill to the top of the speed charts as he steps away and has already over a half a second race advantage over Gann, and Gann has got John Furness slowly but surely closing in, closing that gap behind. Now just about a 1.5 second deficit for Furness to make up to catch Justin Gann, but will he have enough for your race leader, who is now being shown as Austin Hill? Last time by, Hill running a 29.91, Furness a 29.20, much faster, almost 7/10 faster last time by for Furness. So as I've already said, that speed is in the one, but does he have enough time to make up the time and make the pass? You know, it's a thing that we talk about an awful lot throughout multiple different series, multiple different leagues, multiple different races, not just here on iRacing.com, the world's #1 racing simulator, but you hear it also on TV with where the big boys play. You know, catching them is one thing, getting by is another, as now you see John Furness look to the inside of Justin Gann. Gann still struggling after pancaking the outside wall once again late in the race, and Furness gonna take that second spot with ease. Now just 1.2 seconds in closing is John Furness on Austin Hill. Can Hill somehow keep Furness behind and spoil, if you will, the night, as Tommy Ains, he starts to close in on John Wimbish. That's a battle inside the top 5, 4th and 5th position on track, and a battle just behind them, 6th and 7th on the raceway. Brandon Freese just in front of Jim Ott. Ott and that for Auto Owners Insurance Machine trying to get up there and gain a little bit more ground, see if he can't slot himself a little closer to a top 5. And speaking of a top 5, we've only got about 9 laps remaining here tonight, so why don't we head through and do a little driver highlight late in the going. Your top 5 rundown, little something like this. Top spot man with the race lead, but heavily guarded right now as he's got a fast driver just behind him. Austin Hill in the top spot. John Furness right behind him, heating it up right there down the backstretch. Will he look to the bottom? No, gonna stay tucked in. Right now he'll stay in the tire tracks. Now duck to the bottom in 3. Gonna make the slide job work without any problems. Austin Hill not able to do anything with John Furness, as Furness has the race lead as they cross the line, and he's already beginning to step away, and we'll jump back now with the driver running in that third spot. There you can see Virginia Beach native 32-year-old Justin Gann out of 4X Racing with a fine run here tonight, up 2 spots from where he started tonight's race, running in the final spot inside your podium positions. The Cheerwine Ford Mustang driver slotted in right here in that 4th position. John Wimbish has had a solid run all night, has had a pretty clean run as well. Pancaked the outside wall just a little bit, got himself a Darlington stripe or 2, and Wimbish continues on. The lead lap continues inside your top 5, running in the 4th position. Driver in that final top 5 position. There you can see him right there, making his way out of turn number 4. Once again, back across the stripe. High five for the driver inside of that 17, Tommy Haynes. Just 5 laps remaining. And the battles on the track have went away. Not very many to speak of at all at this point in time. We'll jump back to this one. This is your closest one, as your race leader John Furness has stepped out to over a 1.7 and already closing in on a 2-second race advantage over Austin Hill. Nobody has anything for that one of Furness. He's going to hot shoe it back to victory lane if these drivers aren't careful, and that's going to put back-to-back race wins in the book for John Furness. Last week heading into Indianapolis and snatching the win there in Indianapolis. Furness coming right over here to Darlington, picking up where he left off. Ever since snatching the race lead, he only has given it up during green flag pit cycles. So Furness, absolute wheelman here in South Carolina for the Southern Throne. 2:15 from Darlington Raceway in the RB Riggs Custom Computers Xfinity Series. Just 3 laps remain for this man right here as he begins to work his way back down the front stretch. Popsicle sticks, peace sign in the air, 2 to go for John Furness and that Havoline 1 machine. The entire team out there doing one heck of a job. They were able to take 4 tires on that last pit stop and able to overcome a 7.7 second deficit in just a handful of laps. So that's the crew getting the job done, and then saying, driver, it's your turn, go get it. And Furness went out there and has done it. White flag, final lap here from Darlington Raceway, and John Furness completed it, barring any great catastrophe. I do believe that is going to be back-to-back race wins for Furness into turn 3 for the final time tonight. Nobody in front, nobody behind, little bit of a scrape of the wall. Race winner crossing the line, capturing the flag here tonight. Walking away with his 2nd race win in as many weeks. Man, the fast as always. John Furness gets the job done here tonight from Darlington Raceway, and as he begins to come to a slow, there you can see Austin Hill just behind him. Your 3rd place runner Justin Gann beginning to make his way towards the front stretch. We'll wait and see what kind of celebration Furness has got for us all as he continues the slow pace back here to the start-finish line. No burnout last week at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. He said, no, sir. You get out, you park it right there, you get out, you kiss the bricks. Will we see him with a smoke show? And yes, we will. Burning the tires off down there on the track. Look at him go. My goodness, John Furness gets it done here tonight. And as we see the driver dog walk it down the track with the victory celebration, we're going to step away for just a brief commercial break. Head down trackside for your post-race interviews. So don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. We will be right back.
I raced. You wanted the best. You got them 4 abreast. Often imitated, never duplicated. The greatest show on dirt. The World of Outlaws.
backtrack side at the completion of tonight's Southern Throne 215. Man, what a race it was once again here in Swift Motorsports RB RIGS Custom Computers Xfinity Series. And let's see if we can now catch in a few words with some of the drivers that walked away in those podium spots, walking away in the third spot here tonight. Let's see if we can't catch a word with the Toyota Super driver inside that 30 machine. Justin Gann, it's Dave in the booth. Got a copy?
Gotcha.
Hey, man, how you doing? How you feeling after a solid run here?
Oh, I'm still celebrating over here.
I hear you, my man. Well, walked away with a podium spot here tonight. Looked like you may have had some strategy that you were trying to pull there. Did you come a little too soon, or did you just miscalculate that whole little strategy?
Yeah, I just wanted to, in order to try and get in front of the John there, I knew I had to do something different, and I just decided to split that run and take two tires and hope for the best, But I think the run before that pit stop, I kind of burned them up a little too much, and it didn't work out so well for me. The car was just super loose that whole last run.
Well, Justin, we had two cautions here tonight, one very early, one a little bit later in the race. Were you surprised at the lack of cautions here tonight at the Lady in Black? It is known to produce quite a melee at times.
Oh yeah, I'm real surprised. I'm even more surprised that I wasn't one of the cautions.
Well, almost was. I think you've got about what's the count? I think somewhere in 10, maybe.
Yeah, I definitely got my stripes, and knocked me sideways a couple times. Fortunately, I was able to save it and finish in third place. So definitely had fun tonight.
Indeed. Well, tonight, walking away from the track in a third place. Only one more race before we hit the week off, before the chase starts. So we do want to wish you well moving forward to next week, as well as throughout the chase. I think you pretty much locked yourself in with this podium spot here tonight. So not going to have too much to worry about next week. So with all that being said, Justin, man, a heck of a run here tonight, walking away with the final spot in the podium. Before we let you go, you want to give any shout-outs, thank yous, love yous, thank anybody back home?
Oh yeah, gotta thank my team 4X for the support they give me. Austin Hill, he's doing a great job. He finished in front of me. So the team, the whole team had a good run tonight. I got to thank my sponsor on the Toyota, RB RIGS. So if you're looking for a PC, definitely go check him out. Got to thank the admins for everything that they do, and the league owner for putting on this league. He's doing a great job. And then I got to thank you up in the booth, Dave.
Well, we'll take that that little bit of a thank you right there. But don't you run the league?
Hey,
we won't mention that. Well, Justin, man, it's been a pleasure once again catching up with you after the race, and we'll look forward to catching up with you a few more times throughout the rest of this season.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
There you have it. Final few words from Justin Gain, thanking everybody, including himself, and hey, why not? Walking away in third here tonight. Heck of a run for that 30 RB RIGS Toyota Supra. Justin Gann walking away from the track here tonight in the third spot. So heck of a job by him. And that's going to lead us into the man that finished second place out there tonight. That will be the iHeart Radio sponsored 16 of Austin Hill. It's Dave in the booth. You got a copy?
I got you.
Hey, my man. How you doing? How you feeling after another solid run here in the Xfinity Series?
Yeah, I thought we had a good night. My biggest concern going into tonight was just trying to keep it off the wall, just keeping a nice, smooth Toyota Supra. So we were able to do that. We checked that box off. The one car was a little bit better than we were tonight. I felt like I could hang with them for the first 15 or so laps, and then once the tire wear came in, I don't know if I was just pushing it too hard or what I was doing, but I was eating up the right front too much, and he was able to save his stuff enough to kind of drive out into a lead a little bit. So we tried a little bit of pit strategy and pitted early. I took 4, and when I went back out, I tried to run as hard as I could, and ended up just burning the right front tire off of it again when I was trying to run it so hard because I was trying to get as far out as I could from him, and he was able to get back to me before the end of the race. But all in all, it was a solid night for iHeart Toyota Supra. You always want to win, so it's one of those things you want to go back and look at and see what you can do different to be a little bit better. So, that's something that I'll do in the future. Just kind of go back to that track and just see what I could do differently to maybe have a little bit better long run car.
Absolutely. Well, Austin, I want to mention the rest of the season here for just a brief moment. You're not in a position where you're going to be able to make the chase, unfortunately, joining a little bit later on in the season, not quite having the races underneath your belt. You have had the finishes to get you there. You just don't have enough races to get there. So with that all being kind of said and laid out already here, what's your plans moving forward in next week's race and throughout the chase? Are you just going to go out there and try to put some more wins on the board?
Yeah, I mean that's the ultimate goal. The biggest thing is I don't want to end up taking out any of the guys that are going for the championship that are running for points. But at the same time, if I have a shot at winning a race, I'm gonna be really aggressive. So that kind of comes into their hands when it comes to that on if they want to race me really hard or if they want to give me the spot up. Because I'm just not gonna lay over. I'm still gonna race like I've been racing, but like I said, at the same time, I don't want to make a mistake on my end and take somebody out that's going for a championship. I'd be very upset if that happened to me, so I don't want it to happen to anybody. But like I said, if it comes down to the end of a race and I have a shot at winning, and I've been running up front all night, I'm definitely going to try to be aggressive to get that win, but do it clean as possible. So we'll just see how the rest of this season goes. We have some races coming up that I feel confident that I can at least have a shot at getting a win or very least get a top 3. So biggest thing is just staying consistent and just keep trying to figure out what you can do to be a little bit better. Because the ultimate goal, you want to win all the races if you can. So just trying to figure out what I can do differently on iRacing to maybe save some tire a little bit better.
Absolutely. Well, Austin, man, it's been a pleasure watching you each and every time you hit the track. We'll see if we can't get you a third or fourth win throughout the rest of the season to go with those 2 you already got in the bag. So with all that being said, another fine finish for you tonight. Congratulations on the second place here. Before we let you go, you want to give any shout-outs, thank yous, love yous, thank anybody else on the side of that 16?
Yeah, I mean, big shout out to iHeart for everything they're doing. I think our Toyota Supra looks really good. Everybody at Forex Racing has been doing really good. We've been having some really good finishes. I wasn't able to run these last 2 weeks, but I've been keeping up with it, seeing how they've been running. They've been doing really well. So it's good for our race team and everybody at Forex Racing. So I'm just happy to be able to run in this league and run with SwiftMotorSports. They put on a really good show, and hopefully after this season, going into the next season, we can try to fill out this Xfinity series and all the series for that matter, and get a whole 40 car field. I think we'd put on a really good show. So hopefully we can try to get the word out there a little bit more and try to get some more guys into the SwiftMotorSports group so we can put on a really good show.
Absolutely, my man. Well, once again, congratulations on a great second place here tonight, and we'll look forward to catching up with you throughout the final 6 races of the year.
Yep, sounds good. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
There you have it. Final few words from the driver walking away in the second spot here tonight. Austin Hill gonna finish in second, and that is going to lead us to the man of the moment, the man of the hour, walking away with yet another race-winning performance. Back-to-back race wins. John Furness, it's Dave in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, Dave, I got you.
Man, back-to-back. Do you think you can make it a triple, a triple-peat or triple threat or whatever? You know what I mean.
3-peat.
Yeah, there you go. That's what I was going for. Yeah. See.
Well,
I knew
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try my best. I think we got the speed. We got We got we'll give it a best shot, but this is a tough crowd out here, so I wouldn't put my money on it.
Well, John, you gained the race lead there after the pole sitter had a little bit of trouble spinning off of turn 2 very early in the night. After that, it was pretty much in your hands. Did you ever feel uncomfortable, or did you ever think this one was going to slip through your hands?
You know, I felt really confident all the way up until about that last pit stop with about 20 to go. And even before that, that last run from that last restart, Austin was right on my tail there, and he was making it real difficult on me for 10, 15 laps or so. So yeah, I wasn't so sure about that. And then those guys pitted before I did. I stayed out maybe 5 or 6 extra laps, and I was going pretty slow. But we ended up taking 4 tires on that stop and got lucky that another caution didn't come out, and we were able to drive back to the front. So good stuff.
Yeah, and I mean, sometimes you said luckily enough a caution didn't come out there towards the end and you were able to get back to the front. Sometimes you need a little bit of lady luck on your side. Speaking of ladies, the lady in black here tonight, you pretty much kept her in check. Not a lot of stripes or marks on the side of that one machine. So do you think that may have been some of the deciding factor, being able to just keep the car as clean as you did here tonight from Darlington?
Definitely. I mean, this is the hardest place to run race. I mean, you got to try to balance going fast with big saving tires and then saving fuel and then trying to figure out when to pit and it's really hard to balance all those at this track. This is probably the hardest place to do that for me anyway, because you got to be so perfect on your line and you really got to take care of those tires and just keep it out of the wall. That's the most important thing, I guess, is keep it out of the wall. And this is the hardest track to try and do all those things at once. So I'm glad we got to race here. I love coming here. At this point, I'm glad it's over. Glad we got the win and ready to move on and try for another.
I hear you, my man. I'm ready to wrap it up as soon as I'm done winning a race too. It's like, all right, we're done. Let's go. Pack it up. Let's go. I don't even care if you load the car. Let's just go.
Time to crack some beers and celebrate. Right? That's how you do it.
Absolutely. Well, being able to celebrate is something that you know very well. Back-to-back race wins, looking for the three-peat next week. So before we go into next week, we'll go ahead and give you the props you deserve here tonight, walking away with a race win in the Southern Throne 215. So before we let you go, John, you want to give any final shout-outs, thank yous, love yous?
Yeah, shout out to you guys, the broadcast team, the league admins, everybody putting this deal together, everybody watching on the YouTube broadcast. Shout out to all my fellow competitors tonight. I really thought we would have a lot more than 2 cautions, but I was glad we didn't. It's nice to get those green flag pit stops. It really makes you think and work hard, and that's a lot of fun. So yeah, shout out to the team, North Sports Racing, all our good sponsors over there, and can't wait to do it again next week. Hopefully we got a little bit easier track, but it definitely it was fun tonight, but we had to earn that one for sure.
All right, my man, John. Well, again, congratulations on another race win, and we'll see if we can't check them with you again somewhere along the way with our final 6 races of the season.
10-4. Thanks, Dave.
There you have it. Final few words from the driver that walked away in a dominating fashion at times here tonight. You seen him have to come from behind there in those last 20 seconds or 20 laps or so to take that top spot back away, but going back to victory lane once again here from Darlington Raceway in the RIGS Custom Computers Xfinity Series, brought to you by SwiftMotorSports, right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, walking away with that race win, getting the job done in fashion and in style, was the driver inside of that number 1 machine, John Furness. And it looks like producers going ahead and hitting those buttons, so you know what that means. It's time to run down tonight's unofficial race results for the Southern Throne to 15. Walking away with the race win, top spot, the 1 of John Furness. Coming in second just behind him, the 16 of Austin Hill. And rounding out your podium spots here tonight, the 30 of Justin Gann. John Wimbish gonna slot home in the 4th spot, while Brandon Fries rounds out your top 5. Tommy Haynes brings his 17 machine home in the 6th spot, while Jason Harrison finishes in 7th. 8th place goes to Jim Ott. The 00 of Nick Hunt gonna finish in 9th. And last driver inside your top 10, the 41 of Michael Atkins Jr. being scored the first and only car a 1 lap down here tonight. Casey Duncan walking away in 11th, while Edward Bray slots home in 12th. Jonathan Cogswell brings his 27 machine home in 13th, while Timothy Smith walks away in 14th. And rounding out your top 5 after early trouble here tonight, your pole sitter, the 28 of Andrew Mraz. The 22 of Todd Cray also had some issues here tonight. He's going to finish well off of the lead lap, back in the 16th position. 17th goes to Terry Kahn, while Lee Staples walks away in the 18th position here tonight. And that will lead us to the last driver in the field here tonight. The 02 of David Camara gonna finish tonight in 19th position. Big tip of the cap and shout out to both of the members up there in race control, keeping everything straight under caution and getting these drivers all where they need to be all season long. Big tip of the cap for not just what they have done tonight, but what they have continued to do all season long. We look forward to catching up with Darren Clement as well as Don Kidder as we move forward through the rest of this season. Just 6 races remaining for these drivers in the Swift Motorsports RB RIGS Custom Computers Xfinity Series. My goodness, another great one in the books. And if you haven't already, race fans, throw these drivers a thumbs up, click subscribe, and smash the bell over there on the right-hand side. Get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Whether it's myself, Darkside Dave in the Cave, or anybody else back at the Turn 3 headquarters, we do appreciate each and every one of you, each and every time you stop by. And if you haven't already, as I already said, toss these drivers a thumbs up. And well, with that being said, we're going to begin to roll the cords up and get ready to head into the final race of the regular season. Stay safe, stay loved, my friends. Till next time, we'll meet you in Turn 3.